All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to the Truth Juggernaut. Look, today's show, we've had an explosive week, as you know, from, oh man, the march on Capitol Hill, the rioting. It's just a chaos of information that we have to absorb. Look, often when I have trouble understanding something, I go back to the people that I've looked up to and admired. And one of those is Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh has been the voice of conservative for 20 years or more, maybe. I remember I was riding up to see my cousin in Jackson, Mississippi on my motorcycle. Walkmans were out. I discovered him then. Alright. Look, the assault is on. I'm going to play some clips from Rush from the day, which this is all you need to know. These are the points, the fine points. This is all you need to know. Alright. So look, this is his page, Drain the Swamp. This is the EIB network. What are they terrified of? They're terrified that Trump is gonna unleash classified documents. You know he has a bevy of them, folks. Will he do it? I don't know. But I want you to see this. Look, his page. Page restrictions. He's been restricted. Your page is reduced distribution and other restrictions because of repeated sharing of false news. Rush Limbaugh. Rush, let that sink in, folks. Rush Limbaugh. This is happening too. People will also be able to see if a page has been a history of sharing false news. Then banned Trump from Twitter. Then blocked all his e-sites. He can't make money. Cut him off as the president. This is getting outrageous. They're coming, folks. The tech tyrants and the Democrats. What are we going to do? I don't know. We're going to have to play it out. But I want you to hear this straight from Rush. Straight from him. And it's just, you gotta hear it.
And put them on standby in case Trump launches the nuke codes. Who we gonna nuke? The little pot-bellied dictator, Kim Jong-un? What are they terrified? They're terrified that Trump's going to unleash.
Y'all know I'm still new at this. I'm going to back it up in case you missed it.
He's got a bevy of them, folks.
Listen.
He's got classified
this is Rush. This is Rush.
Pelosi has called the military and
Pelosi
standby in case Trump launches the nuke codes.
It's crazy.
Who we gonna nuke? The little pot-bellied dictator, Kim Jong-un? What are they terrified? They're terrified that Trump is going to unleash classified documents. You know, he's got a bevy of them, folks. He's got classified documents about the hoax, the 4-year queue.
All right, let me stop it right there. This is Rush Limbaugh. He gossed with Trump. I think he knows what Trump has. I would think Let's listen.
The four-year coup, the four-year effort to get the election results of 2016 overturned. There are all kinds of people who broke the law, all kinds of people who are quaking in their boots. They're worried, silly, that Trump is going to unleash some of these classified documents. You know what else they're worried about? You know what else they're scared of? They are scared to death. They are terrified that Trump is going to pardon people who are dangerous to the establishment. Call it the swamp if you want. Because let me tell you, nothing's changed. The people in the Washington establishment, why did they want to stop Trump in the first place? Because they didn't want what they have been up to, which is no good, for years to ever come out. They didn't want Trump.
Did you hear that? They didn't want Trump to come out with what they was up to for no good for all these years. Look, all these conspiracy theories leading up to all their shenanigans prior to were called conspiracy theories, but they're coming out. Look.
To discover it and release it. They remain petrified for the next 12 days that Trump is going to release somehow, some way, what he knows about these people. In other words, they're worried to death that he's got a card or two to play here yet, including the pardon power. They've got a lot of stuff to keep covered up.
Did you hear that? That's from the king of conservatism, talk radio, Rush Limbaugh. He has been covering politics and all the gamut for over 20 years, 25, 30. That's a strong statement. Very strong statement. All right. Now I want to take you to a clip from Dan Bongino. If you don't know who Dan is, you need to look him up. I want you to listen to this clip. Dan hits it on the head. It's getting bad, folks. Getting bad.
Dan Bongino, and he has been very public about it. He's a small investor. You got in very early. I'm jealous. You were smart, but more importantly, I want everybody on Twitter, Dan.
Talking about Rumble and Parler.
I want them to hashtag and open up their Parler account as quickly as they can. And also remind people I'm moving to Twitter. I'm moving from Twitter to Parler. I'm moving to Parler. I'm moving to Parler. I have a Parler account, but I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, I stopped posting on Twitter last.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. Y'all know there's a coup attempt by High Tech to shut every conservative off, Republican off. If you're not in the swamp, Republicans, if you're not part of that, hey, we're going to shut you off. The swamp that Trump has tried to gain insight on, intel on, maybe bars, maybe they have a lot's getting ready to come out. We don't know. We know it's corrupt. Bilderberg Group and everything else. We know it's corrupt. So listen.
Last night, I'm not closing my account there, but I won't be posting there anymore. Ironically, this all happens today. Sean, these big tech, the big tech, big government symbiote, because that's what it is, is now at open war with free speech and civil liberties in America. Listen, I'm not making a First Amendment argument for you here. These are private companies. I'm making an even more dangerous argument that these tech companies are more powerful than the government and will have a more pernicious effect on civil liberties by engaging in open war with free speech like they're doing right now. I can back.
These tech companies are more powerful than the government. Let me tell you why. Dan doesn't go into it here. This is why they're more powerful. Okay. Because these guys are startups years ago. Who do you think funded them? Who do you think funded them? For me, they've kind of sold their soul. And that's the bottom line. Whether it was Soros, Koch brothers, whoever. It's on that side that said, we'll fund you. Okay, you like all this money you're making? Well, this is your agenda. If not, we'll cut it off. We'll find somebody else to do your deed and pay them the money. That's what it's all about, folks, the money. What do you think the Democrats and the the deep state, Republicans and Democrats, Trump came in office and cut their so-called free payments off. Started with China, everybody else, where they were coming in from, Russia. Started trouble with them. They cut them all off. They got mansions to pay for. They have nice cars to pay for. They have families to support. He disrupted the wonderful life they were living by being crooked. Let's let Dan finish.
Right now, at least with government, you have a process. If you're arrested by the government or fined by the government, there's a process. That's, the law and order. That's the order component. You can get a lawyer and you can fight back. That's not what you have. We have been threatened by Apple with 24 hours notice, with nearly no legitimate recourse whatsoever, Parler, that we're going to be taken down from their site by a monopoly company that monopolistically controls its app store. Even worse.
Did you hear that? Apple is stepping in. It's going to shut off all of Parler, which is mainly conservative mainstream media, without no notice. It's getting bad. It's getting tough. This is getting out of hand. Look, I'm just going to say this. We want to keep it peaceful. Keep it peaceful. And we have to fight to make changes. Let's let Dan finish up.
Twitter bans the president of the United States while China's still posting about sterilizing Uyghurs and the Iranians are running their Death to America account. And to the liberals laughing about this, one more.
Did you hear that? They're letting Iran still post stuff, everybody else, CCP. But they cut Trump off and all the people that have supported Trump. This is a coup, folks. This is the beginning of the coup.
One more point to make on this, because there are many. Go to any social media platform and you'll see it. To the liberals who think this is funny, remember, famous last words in unprincipled revolutions, not bedrocked in real principles, and there are no principles here other than political ones. They're coming for you next. Famous last words in the French Revolution were, no, I was on your side. There is no side. This is a political attack. This isn't a principled one. And they're coming for you next. This fight's coming to your door, folks. Get ready. You can't avoid it.
And they're not letting the American people make up their own minds. If there's anything we can do to help you, I support your efforts here and all your business partners for freedom of speech, not speech you even necessarily at times agree with,
That's
which
right.
is very clear.
That's right.
And I hope people will go to Parler.com. And I hope every time you're on Twitter, say, I'll move into Parler. Here's my Parler address. Parler. Use Twitter to promote Parler.
All right, so let's hear Parler's executive speech on this. You know, look, I ain't as high-tech as Fox News, Crooked CNN, everybody else. All right, gotta skip these ads because I don't want that on there. All right. Skip ads. There we go. They'll probably ban this now, won't show it. They'll say, well, you had a little ad in there. Oh, here we go again. Damn, do they want me to play it? Let's see.
So this is coming from everywhere all of a sudden, and we're going to unpack what we know at this hour. But we do know that over the last 24 hours, Twitter specifically has banned a number of different conservative accounts, not just the president. At the same time, the Chinese Communist Party, the Ayatollah of Iran, still have their accounts because they're not a threat to the ruling party here. Tonight,
Tucker Carlson just doubled down on what Dan Bongino said. And it's the truth. It's the truth, folks. It's crazy. Come on. Look, y'all know my philosophy. Look, stay involved in politics. Fight for what you can, but at the same time, don't let it ruin your day. Okay? Don't let it. But here, let's finish listening to Tucker.
social media service Parler, which we've told you about, is seeing massive and unprecedented surge in traffic. The site even experienced server outage because of new users tonight. Why? A couple of reasons. Mostly this. Parler is a free speech alternative to Twitter. They don't censor you. You can say what you want. The president.
So, what Tucker's alleging is that they're shutting them down because their base is building on Parler. Hey, tech war coming up, maybe? Is it the new civil war, a tech war? Who can gain the most bandwidth, get the communications out there, stall, hide, delete information to keep the right party from hearing it? Come on. Let's see.
Is on Parler, and that has drawn a lot of people who realize they are being suppressed by Twitter. Parler's succeeding. What happens now? Of course, Silicon Valley is trying to kill it. Google has just removed Parler without any warning from its App Store. Apple and Amazon, which provide services that keep services like Parler online, have also threatened to shut Parler down. Amy Peacock is the chief policy advisor at Parler, and she joins us. Amy, thanks so much for coming on. This seemed to come out of nowhere. How big a threat to your company is this?
I mean, this is very huge because Apple in particular carries our app on the App Store. And as far as I know, technically, there's no other way to deliver it. So if they choose to withdraw their services and hosting us on their store, we're toast there. And you know, most people like our app. Our app is a very nicely functioning piece of software. And then in terms of Amazon is also raising some problems, and I'm not sure how serious that is yet because I've yet to speak with them. I will later today. And they provide server for us, and if they were to remove their services, then we'd be down. As it is, we're having some difficulties now with the uptick in traffic, but if they took their service away, we'd be gone.
I mean, there's a huge amount. It's impossible to overstate.
Did you hear that? If they took the server away, Parler would be gone. People, do you understand how critical and important this is to our free speech? These tech companies get breaks. Protects them. The law protects them. Right now. This is what Trump was trying to get thrown out so that they can't be protected. They're hiding behind a cloak. They're overstepping boundaries. something needs to be done. You know, really. This is not a Democrat or Republican. This is a constitutional issue. Constitution, right to freedom of speech. That's it. Let's finish this up and we'll wrap it up.
Political extremism, explicit violence, pornography, whatever on the internet. That's what the internet is. But
Yes,
it's Parler.
it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
But
Yes.
it's Parler that is being singled out. I mean, it's kind of impossible not to conclude this is political repression.
It really, because I think we do have the reputation as being the conservative platform, although we are nonpartisan, that is what everybody sees us as. We do see this as being politically singled out. The other thing is that we are competing with other platforms who have decided that they want to surveil the people on their platform 24/7 without any particularized suspicion. And, you know, on the one hand, people don't like to live in the world of Orwell's 1984. And then on the other hand, a lot of people seem to want to pressure social media to do more to moderate, as they call it, content on their platforms. But that would require 24-hour surveillance. And we don't think that that is consistent with the principles of America.
So just to be clear for our viewers who aren't familiar with your company and your app,
Sure.
you're just trying to provide a place for people to say what they think. You're not trying to put Amazon out of business or dethrone Apple or force anybody else's carrier to drop their service. You just want to be left alone and do your thing. Am I mischaracterizing that?
Yes, I mean, we would just like to provide a place where people can come and they can speak freely, that they're not going to be fact-checked, they're not going to be told what to think, what they can read, etc. And also, we do not data pillage. We don't data mine them. We don't turn them into commodities and try to monetize them. And so we would just like to provide that service. And of course, like everybody else, we were horrified by a lot of the incitement that was going on this week, and we are doing everything that we can within our principles to, you know, deal appropriately with that content. And we, you know, we work with law enforcement as well. But that content has been everywhere this week. This has been a very unusual week, and to be singled out, we think, is quite unfair.
Well, I mean, it's political repression, period. Now,
Definitely.
Google, when we asked why they did this, and they sent a relatively long statement, we're just going to read a snippet of it to you on the air. We're aware of continued posting in the Parler app that seeks to incite ongoing violence in the U.S. It continues. In light of this ongoing...
Can you believe that? Incites ongoing violence in the U.S. 4 years, the Democrats been letting it happen in our country. And all of a sudden, because of an incident, look, I don't condone it. It shouldn't have happened. But it did. But it's been going on for 4 years against Trump and policemen and those that serve our country. And they stood at the back of the theater and did nothing. They're a bunch of hypocrites. Big, blown hypocrites. If it's not good for them, then it's wrong. That's all I'm saying. Let's finish it.
Going an urgent public safety threat, we're suspending the app's listings from the Play Store until it addresses these issues. Okay, so they're accusing you of inciting violence.
They are putting on us the responsibility for every piece of incitement that is posted there. And the nature of an open platform, a free and open town square, is that we do not.
So who is responsible for inciting Antifa, Black Lives Matter, all that went on, burned cities, multiple cities throughout? They didn't hold anybody accountable for that and block their websites. their way of living. But all of a sudden now, they want to block conservative Republicans that are not in agreement with the deep state. That means Republicans, Democrats that have come together, formed a secret bond because they think they know better than what we do.
Not take action on people until we are aware of a situation.
Right.
It's particularized suspicion. You do
So
not
let me just ask you really
surveil.
quick. I mean, how much of the world's kiddie porn goes through Gmail? How many Gmail accounts have been used to order plastic explosives? How many insurrections have been planned on Google? Like a lot. And so,
Sure.
right? I mean, this is a completely arbitrary standard applied to you because they don't like the politics of the people who use your site.
I mean, that it's looking that way. I'm hoping it's not that way, but it's looking that way, and it's coming in sooner than I would have expected it.
Yeah. Well, it's all happening at once. This Friday night. It's happening all this Friday night. We're going to look back on this night. Amy Peikoff, I appreciate your coming on tonight.
Thank you, Tucker.
So as
All right, there you go. There it is. Get ready, people. Get ready. You know what? I hope Russia's right. Maybe they can have some dirt they're going to throw out for January 20th. If not, hey, we keep fighting. Do not let the turmoil of politics, the pressure of it, the anxiety ruin your day. Look, I've always told y'all, look, stay steadfast. Fight for what you believe in. Democrat and or Republican. Fight for what you believe in. That's a good thing. But do not. Okay, let me step back now, being all this. When I say fight, the verbal in courts, by law, whatever, by law. I should, because they'll say, look, I was inciting a riot or something. No, I'm not. So when I say fight, look, you know what I mean. Don't go out hurting nobody, causing property damage. Just in all legal matters, fight for what you believe in. That's it. But look, freedom of speech is important in America. And in this day and time, it's not looking good that we're going to have that much longer unless we make a stand. Democrats, Republicans. Right now, it's like they're blocking a lot of Republicans. Tech companies are mostly known to be Democrat. Just saying. Look, up here. See up here? Truth juggernaut. It's the truth. Democrats, liberal, Black Lives Matter, they're not getting cut off. CCP, those that threaten America, they're not getting cut off. Trump was just axed. That's not fair, folks. That is not right. And if you at least have 3 digits in your IQ, you know better. Alright, look. I'm out of here. Mike Rooney for the Truth Juggernaut. What's going to happen next? I don't know. Till next time. Stay happy. Be good to your family. Don't let this ruin your life. Roll with the flow. but fight against the current. Bye.